himself the slave master. The words of the wise can change.
Me pass. You me
Me so on hospital, but can't so on.
Me high Uncle Sunlight hospital. A brand new technology about. Any beer baby. What's up with the key? No one technology about one thing.
Yes. With DocPam, you can meet your physician online via a video call for medical advice. With DocPam, you can chat via text, vocal, and even send images to your specialist in order to get medical advice. With DocPam, you can get advice from the best specialists from anywhere in the world in seconds. Go to your Play Store or your App Store and download your DocPam today.
DocPam convenience. Wow, DocPam the Fufrabo, DocPam. Yes, you the opportunities for Fraba. Who bet me no health professional at Chatia. Untiashi. Doctor in your palm. J.A. apps from Kwa. And more Quenya. No doctor. Tati will phone so. Bisan wa pomodi one seminar. Abra. Untiashi. Udiani sobe download DocPam. And will phone so. Download DocPam for free. No chat with a doctor for free. Google Play Store and App Store. Ne download DocPam. DocPam. Apomodi ne tawon sem no. Kayo ne shaka crown.
And now on Radio Culture, GH #1 Reggae Dancehall online radio. Are you ready to hear this? Yeah, this is Fred Dread. Kente word, sound, and power. Constantly in tune with Radio Culture Ghana. Click on the link and link up.
Welcome to High Touch Event Center. Planning a wedding, birthday party, corporate event, or just looking for a place to relax? We got you. We got free airport pickups for clients arriving from overseas. Our rooms are standard with all the amenities you need. Our compound can hold up to 1,500 people, and our VIP section lives up to its name. It's truly exclusive. We are located in a serene environment of the Amasaman Kaswa Road. Ask for Adade Last Stop. For bookings and inquiries, call us +233 554 065 852. We are on social media. High Touch Event Center, always a fun place.
Hit Web Radio. Culture.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yvonne Chaka Chaka, and I'm so proud to be Goodwill Ambassador of the Pan-African Heritage World Museum. It is time for the world to learn from the missing pages of Africa's history, art, culture, and indigenous knowledge. Join Africa to exhibit and curate her rich herbal plant farms, her historic places of African kingdoms, her beautifully sculptured park of heroes and heroines, Pan-Africa's hidden innovators and inventors, all in one 10-acre space of the Pan-African Heritage City in Ghana, Winneba Junction, 45 kilometers west of Accra. Visit our website. Let's together build a new humanity through walls of the Pan-African Heritage World Museum.
I say, Heritage Radio Culture, your #1 internet radio station. Me say, badding, up to the time.
Mama Africa, me love you. Yeah. Ghana, we need you. Yeah. Well, I'm Yasa Safari, the cryptic warrior, live from Jamaica, representing for Radio Culture, GH Reggae Dancehall, the very best of the best, no gaitis.
Disclaimer. I, Qshan Deya, the property owner of these musical works, I give one-time permission to to culture radio for promotional purposes. What a joy. Live and learn. Disappointments. Polytricks. I love you. Reflection. Qshan Deya says so.
Boy, boy, radio culture, boy, 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 radio culture, boy, 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 mama, boy, 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 boy. As you grow old, mama, don't despair, for your favorite son is here, and for you I will always care. Every day, every month of the year. This is the voice of Qshan Deya, and you are locked to Jah Beloved on Radio Culture. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Qshan Deya says so.
Some disappointments can be a blessing. Learn from this lesson. Some disappointments can be a blessing. Life is a test. Learn from the lesson. Some disappointments come with a blessing. No need for stressing. In this hard knock life, only the strong will rise. What touch your heart can never fool your eyes. You got to be confident, and you will win the fight. Wipe away your doubts, walk into the light. I love you, baby. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I love you. I need you. Can you be my wife? We'll be friends for life, baby. I love you. I need you. Can you be my wife? We'll be friends for life, baby. Before we get old, let's not take control and bond us both together, baby. In the storm when it's cold, and there's no one to hold. Just know that you've got me forever, baby. Live and learn humanity. Live and learn from the lessons in life. Qshan Deya. Live and learn. Work hard and you will earn. Live and learn. Every man has his turn. Live and learn. Work hard and you will earn. You better live and learn. Every man has his turn. Look ahead and see the signs. Don't pretend you're blind. Only your efforts will make a difference in this your time. The world is changing, rearranging. Be careful of mankind. Open your eyes and be yourself, alright. Don't put your trust in politicians. They will bring you transgression. Don't put your trust in politicians. They are all about division. Don't put your trust in politicians. They will bring you transgression. Don't put your trust in politicians. They are all about division. joy, what a joy, Mama Africa.
1212 Radio Culture. Yes. Do you feel the heat in the studio right now? Yes, I do feel the heat. The Texas weather is changing. It's getting chiller. It's getting colder. But yes, it's blazing hot in the studio right now. Radio Culture. And if you didn't know why it's blazing hot already, I'm sure you have a hint. For the past week, we have been advertising this much-awaited interview. And the time is right now. You already had a teaser of some of the beautiful songs, beautiful music coming from the artist, my guest today, Qshan Deya. Since I got to learn about this artist, my respect for him has been exponential. Every single word I read about him increases the amount of respect I have for him. First of all, anybody who has the courage, yes, mark that word, courage, to repatriate fully. Some brethren and sisters say, oh, we are repatriating in mind. Yeah, that's all right. But this man don't only repatriate in mind, he repatriate fully in flesh, bones, and dreadlocks to Ghana. And that starts my respect for him already. But it's not just about that, it's also about his music. Inspiring music. And I tell you what, you will learn from this interview if you did not know already. The man is a living history book. I learned so much from him about the Caribbean history, about the country where he was born, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, than I've ever learned from anywhere else. And hopefully you will learn much too. Qshan Deya.
Some disappointments can be a blessing. Life is a test. Learn from the lesson. Some disappointments come with a blessing. No need for stressing. This is the voice of the volcano from Qshan Deya. Straight out of Africa.
The man also play an instrument.
Radio culture. Tell a friend. Qshan Deya says so.
Qshan Deya. Blessed love, my brother. Qshan Deya. Yo, listen, man. Qshan. Blessed love, my brother. Wagwan.
Respect, greetings all the way out of Accra, Ghana. Yes, West Africa. Yes, the gateway.
Yes. Wow. Listen, man, I don't even know where to start this interview. But I don't lie.
Yeah, how we can start it. Listen.
Talk to me. Yo, listen, man. Yo, that there couldn't be any better intro to the interview than this. Seriously.
Yes, King.
There could not be any better intro to the interview. Qshan, blessed love one more time.
Yes, King. Yes, King. Akwaba.
Yeah. Qshan,
Yes, King.
you is a Kwashi. We hear it in your music. And it's a name that everybody from Ghana is very familiar with. We will get to that part. But first of all, Qshan, who is Qshan Deya?
Qshan Deya was born 3rd of May, 1978, in a 3-square-mile little island south of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Many used to call it back in the ancient days the land of the runaway slaves. So it's set between St. Vincent and Grenada, two volcanic islands. Also, the island, Union Island, has a dormant volcano that is the highest peak, 999 feet, called Mount Clip. As a young youth growing in the little island, as you know, you're just surrounded by beaches, it's very small and minute. There's only 2 major parts. There is the Clifton, which is the city, and there's Ashton, where I was born and grow. And I'm from Sugar Hill, which is the big hill that is overlooking the valley. See it. So from the tender age of 9, I've been singing, on stage, every Easter time, which is the April time, they keep like a week of activities to celebrate the Easter. And I've been singing on stage, but at that time I was more known as a toaster or a DJ, a singer. You know what I say? I was not really a singer at the time, but I was singing bass, harmony in the churches, in the church choir, the Church of Christ at the time. So as you know, everybody starts from the church and you branch off. Then I went to the mainland, St. Vincent, when I finished high school in this little island, Union Island, which is still part of the mainland, but the mainland would have been Kingstown, which got its name after the famous king who refuged in Africa, King Jaja from Nigeria. See it. So yes, Kingston, after being in Kingston now, went to college now to further my education, to become a vet, to protect the animals in the southern Grenadines.
Wow.
So I did 1 year and a half, and I was just shy 1 semester to graduate. But I got an opportunity to go to the States to do some shopping, and went there, and a 1-week vacation turned into almost a lifetime. I got set foot in New York City the 12th of September 1996. And trust me, my brother, coming from a small island to the big city, like, Brooklyn, New York City, NYC, it's a big change, And within the belly of the beast from 1996 onward, I decided when I come here, I was not going to cut my hair. Because them time I have no locks in the state. So after being in New York, I was trimming people here from 1996 till 1998, because I was a barber on Avenue L, which is over in the Canarsie area. So that was my profession at the time, and I was doing construction. I became a plasterer, started doing movie stars apartment like the Tom Hanks, the Robin Williams, the Bruce Willis, the Madonna, the Wesley Snipes, in the Manhattan area. So I was doing a lot of extensive construction work, working as a helper with a plasterer, then learn the trade myself and start doing my little thing on my own. Throughout the process of time, never saw music as I part, but knew that I have this talent from a young age, and, found one of the first producer called Paul de la Pena, who met with me in New York, and at this time he was actually managing an artist called Razor, and I could not really get the attention from him because he had an artist already signed. So then he produced one track with me at Sydney Mills, which is a living room studio that used to be Steve Paul's keyboardist, well-renowned musician and producer, Sydney Mills, loud to play the way it is. He was the one integral in producing my first album called Journey, which was the first track that was actually produced by this producer, Paul de la Pena, upon Music Farm Records. The same single awarded me an opportunity to work with Derek Moo Young, who was the owner of JND Distributors. A brother who used to work with VP Records one at the time as the marketing director. He branched off and has his own distributors called JND in a state. And they're the one to first bring out the first Dracula album, Free Dracula. If you know of that album, way back in the days. They were actually located in Flatbush. So got an opportunity to work with these brothers. And they put a lot of finance into the artwork of my first album journey, which featured the likes of Richard Spice and Yami Golo. You know, see it? And that was a 12-track compilation. The journey track made the charts on the WLIV local radio station. And then Qshan decided to say, yo, me have to scratch the surface in a reggae, because when we normally link up with different artists on tour in the New York area, they wouldn't want to make you come on the tour because you don't really have a name in the grassroots of reggae, which is Kingston, Jamaica. So everybody say, my youth, you have to go Jamaica.
All right.
You have to go Jamaica.
All right. Qshan,
so
we stick a pin there and we'll come back to when you went to Jamaica, you know, because I want we to backtrack a little bit and just get some more meat on the bone. All right. So, first of all, what was that instrument you was playing?
This instrument is called melodica, like
melodica.
Harmonica. Melodica. So it's like a keyboard basically, but I call it an airboard because you're using your air to blow the notes. So if you don't have no air, you cannot play it because it does not require electricity, and it's like a keyboard which will require natural electricity to play the tones. But with this now, you blow your air into it, and it was made famous by the great Augustus Pablo from Jamaica.
I see.
Yes.
So same instrument Augustus Pablo play.
Same instrument, my brother.
I see. And from what you're saying, you need some strength in your lungs if you play that.
Because cardiovascular is very, very important as a singer, because we sing from the diaphragm and not the throat.
Qshan, the last time I spoke with you, you know, one-on-one individually, you did mention something about 2 types of singing. Educate me on that.
King. Yes, well, within the word of singing, first, a lot of people sing, but they don't know the true definition of singing. So I must shed some light on that, because I had an opportunity to went to voice school at Brooklyn Conservatory for Music.
Nice.
So yes, singing is a sustained speech. So the same way we sing should be the same way we speak. But somehow people figure when you say sing, they try to emulate whomever is their inspiration in their mind. Like, for example, Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey or whomever, you know, or Barry White, you know, but they will try to assume that singer pitch. Everyone ought to remember and know that we all have a speaking voice, and that is just singing pitch. I'm not saying you cannot go higher than that, but for you to have total control to maximize the potential of controlling your projection, your compression, your vibrato finish, and your sustained finish, which is the 2 ways you can finish your lines or your melodies. So as you sing, you can either choose if you want to fuse the both techniques, which is to be a sustained singer, like a Peter Tosh maybe, or maybe a vibrato singer like Dennis Brown will be. Or you can take the both techniques like Qshan Deya does and fuse both techniques. You see it?
Yes.
Always remember, stay in your key, because you don't need to walk with no locksmith nowhere. You see it? Just stay in your key. You see it? And then you can definitely attack any song that you thought before that you could not attack. You know? Simple.
All right.
So
you have such a
sustained speech.
Sustained speech. All right. Now you have such a quality voice. You have such a very deep baritone voice, even when you speak, right? Not just when you're singing, but even when you're talking, there's a richness, there's a depth in your voice. Does that come natural to you? Did you get that from singing school, or is that something you naturally developed over time?
It came natural from singing and burning a lot of herbs, which is the healing of the nation.
yes.
It's a different when a man burn herb blend than a man burn herb straight. You see it, a man who burn herb blend, his voice will be thin and there'll be no bandwidth. You see it? Yeah, and again, for over the years, I've been practicing to speak the same way I sing. So I constantly have it as a constant rehearsal to make sure when I'm speaking from the diaphragm. And when you speak from your diaphragm, you don't have to shout. It just projects naturally. It's effortless. So if we continue to remember singing is a sustained speech, then, the more you sing is the more warmer your voice gets. Vocal cords gets warmer. So,
and that's
so that baritone thing, it has been a natural. When I was younger, my voice may not be that deep, but as I mature, like, for example, I'm 45 now. Could you imagine how my voice is going to sound when I'm 50? Next 5 years from now, it's going to get better because as I use the tool more and more, it becomes better. So I do a lot of singing constantly, so that helps to develop the vocal.
I see.
And when you have the technique of singing, you will see your voice develop in the true way it's supposed to develop, because a lot of people don't know that you can sing low like this and they can jump from this to... and you can come back to your normal voice like it is nothing. Because it's all from the diaphragm.
Wow.
You project from the diaphragm.
So you've been nicknamed the volcano trumpet voice man. And from hearing your voice, I know where that comes from. How did you come by that name?
Well, you see, I'm from a volcanic island. St. Vincent and the Grenadines volcano erupted 7 times in 2021. It was like a spectacle on CNN. And when I sing, my words is always message in my music, which is never intended to burn the listener's mind with any first-degree burn mentally, but to caution them with pure words, song, and power to walk in the narrow and plain paths of righteousness. And as you know, volcano spit lava, but my lava in the term of word, song, and power is just conscious message that is not there to dictate, but just to give them an option or give them an alternative way to look at life and, teach them lessons of life, like even with live and learn, work hard, and you will learn, because everyone live and learn in life. But if you not work hard, it can't get paid, don't it? And we all know that some disappointment can be a blessing, because when you remove this, which is the prefix from the word disappointment, you get appointment. So every this is an appointment. We know that in life we must always show gratitude over attitude, because we have a lot of people who show a lot of attitude and don't show the gratitude. Then we know we have to give thanks to our mothers, because the mothers is the mother of creation. Without there's a mother, there can be no prince. There can be no princess of the earth. So we are to adore Mama, just like we adore Mama Africa, the motherland,
Yes. Talking about mothers, tell us a bit about your family. Your name is Kwashi, right? Your real name is Kwashi. And like I said in my intro, if you mention the name Kwashi, everybody would think, oh, he's from Ghana. Of course you're from Ghana. That's how come you retrace your roots back there. But you were born outside of Ghana. Tell us about your family, Qshan.
Yes, my family is a Kwashi family. We are musically inclined. My dad is James Emmanuel Kwashi. My grandfather is Aman Emmanuel Kwashi. And his father was Kwashi. So the Kwashi came on the transatlantic slave trade. They were known to watch the land of the Queen as the protector, because we are very, wary. As there was war, we can defend it. As you know, there's a great history of Kwashi in Jamaica, who was a 7-foot giant that actually caught, which is a Jamaican warrior called Jack Missa. Two finger. I hope I'm saying that correct. But anyway, my Kwashi family, it's 7 of us. I'm the 6th child for my dad and the 7th for my mother. And our family, we never had no connection to know where we originally came from until my brother, who's an evangelist, Jason Kwashi, who's in the Bahamas now. He has his own congregation over there. He went to Ghana on a ministry, visit. And then he said, Kellis, when I went to Africa, man, the guy looked at my passport and said, welcome home. You are one of us. You're Kwashi. You've been away for so long.
Yes.
So that from then kind of planted a seed in my mind that one day, I know as Rastafarian, repatriation is a must.
Yes.
But there's reparation before repatriation, and I see it, which is the preparation process. Because when people come to Africa, they ought to know that in returning to the motherland, it's not like you're returning to no streets of gold. You return back to your fig tree or to the vineyard. We have to plow the vineyard and put in work, because as you know, everywhere in the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof.
Yes.
So we ought to know that the struggle continues everywhere in the earth. But it's for you now to really find your root. And I found myself on the branches for too long. So I just decided, may I jump off the branch and just go to the root, which is the core of I and I family relative, which I've researched, and they happen to be the Ga, descendant of the Ga. The Kwafi family is descendant of the Ga. So I came back to the land of my ancestors, because the ancestors have been speaking to me in the US of A. I've been in the US of A from since 1996, so many years. And then, really and truly, what do I have to show? Really, being in Babylon and the plantation for so long, toiling, making hundreds and thousands of dollars, and you still have nothing to show. So then, through victimization, rapid victimization from Babylon boy and, demons who just decide that they can't pronounce your name, and when them pull you over, them with an insult and say, pronounce your name. And you have to say, Kwashi. And them say, hey, this is not a typical American name. You're very far from home. Like, what are you tell me that? I mean, I tell you 7 day old. And yes, you. And then from since Africa got away from America, there's been a lot of stigma, my brother.
Yes.
Where they have been targeting I and I.
Yes.
So my ancestors, matter of fact, before this trip and the spiritual manifestation of my repatriation manifested, there was even times where I've been pulled over, not speeding, but accused that I'm speeding, just because them figures say Uber and Lyft driver make money. Don't they? So you can afford a ticket.
Yes.
In a seat, so you become a target. And then again, I was working with American Airlines too now, which is a price job anybody would a dream to have. Can you fly anywhere for free, first class, is it? And then I realized now, after living in New York, moving to different states, and you try to see how life can be easier in the plantation. Then you realize, no, plantation is a plantation, and it's for you now to realize, it's either you're going to get stuck in the mud after a while, because guess what? Life is not going to get better. Nowhere in the West. So nobody, whether people see the reality of making finances every day. Yeah, you say, for example, a man who make $300 driving per day, and he drives down the block, and because the passenger city step up and put it over 30 miles per hour, as you know, in New York, it's 25. Do 30 miles per hour and try to get me there quick, bro, and give you a $5 tip. And because you want to make sure your service is effective, you go take the risk. And then before you know it, the ticket is already on your account in the DMV. And you don't realize you got a ticket digitally. Then you wake up the next day now when you happen to park your car on the wrong side where the sweepers are coming. Then you get a second ticket. So now that little 500 you think you're making a 2 days, that done gone. You see me?
Yeah.
So, and then try and span your license sometimes. So there's so much infringement within the plantation.
Yo, Rasta, I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
I lost like 6 points off my license in a matter of 2 months. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and especially living in a place like Brooklyn, or New York in general, because parking is nightmarish. If you don't have your own little backyard parking, it's nightmarish. I know exactly what you're talking about. You see why I'm finding it difficult to because there's so much I want to talk to you about. So I keep jumping from one subject to the next, and so bear with me, but we'll keep going back and forth. Let's go back a little bit and talk about your inspiration in music. What were your earliest influences of music? Don't have to be reggae music, like your earliest. You did mention that you were singing in the church choir.
Yeah.
What were your earliest influences?
People like the Nat King Cole, because Nat King Cole is a true epitome of singing. As you say, singing is a sustained speech.
Yeah.
You come and say, unforgettable, that's what you are, which is just a speech voice. So him was one that I love to hear when even Al Green, even some of my falsetto. that I used, Al Green was one of the earliest inspiration for that also, the Teddy Pendergrass, the Barry White, because it's when I got to the United States in 1996, I started listening to more extensive Dennis Brown, the Lucianos, the Bushman, see it, also the Peter Tosh.
Peter Tosh.
So
I would have been surprised if you did not mention Peter Tosh. You really sound like Peter Tosh sometimes, man. You remember when you showed me the music the other time, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's your Peter Tosh voice. Oh, that's a Luciano voice."
yeah. Because guess what? We all are brothers and sisters, cousins and distant relatives that came over on the slave ship that ported from Cape Coast in Barbados.
Yes.
You see it, but people don't really know. They separate some of us, put some of us in some island called St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Dominica, Antigua. There's a lot of people from Africa. When I tell them I come from the Caribbean and them things, it's Jamaican. I have to differentiate to them and tell them, no, there's many different Caribbean islands along the archipelago of the Caribbean. So when you really check it out, we still have to edify our brothers and sisters at home who don't know yet, and even people in America, when I tell them they come from the Caribbean, them predominantly think say
Jamaica, that's true.
But there was a lot of Africans that got dropped off in other different Caribbean islands that was not really in Jamaica, but have relatives in Jamaica that they still have not even connect with.
Yes,
because all of we come from the West Coast, see it.
Yeah, and I have a virgin from Antigua who like his knowledge of African history, his knowledge of African culture is mind blowing. Like he's an artist who make the game Worry. The Worry game.
Okay.
Yeah, he makes that, and then he told me, he actually educated me a lot about the other nations, I call them, in the Caribbean apart from Jamaica. So that's an ongoing education, But what's the population of St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
You probably have like 130 or 180 something thousand. They don't even have 250,000.
Wow.
Very. Yeah. It's untouched. It's one Caribbean island that is underdeveloped. That there has not been much infiltration in the system. The Syrians are there, the Chinese are coming in the same way. See it. But it has been a place that has not been exposed.
So have the natural beauty and all the beaches and the fields and all that.
And them have one of the most potent herb in the world. I'm telling you. Because it's volcanic side. And I'm telling you, if you look on the list of countries that export the most herbs, St. Vincent is on top of it.
Is it legal over there?
Well, yes, they have not really decriminalized it on that level, but man could burn a spliff and police not really bother you like that, except you burn it in the privacy of your home, and that is something I want to put on to all our brothers and sisters. There's nothing with you trying to prove nothing to no one in the public to show them say you burn it, because we all know say Rasta and herb is one.
Yes.
It's part of our holy sacrament in the
Yes.
state. So we must edify our brothers and sisters that even though we may have a way of life, we do not have to impose it on anyone in the public, where we can meditate privately in our own private home.
Yes.
In a state. So if anyone who don't really accept it, you will not even have to encounter such experience.
That's wisdom, man. This is wisdom. Pure wisdom. Pure wisdom.
And then we don't have to just think about the ego, because egos and she-egos, you see it. So really and truly, we just have to have more smart ego in a state. So
Seriously.
we must always know that religion, spirituality are two different things. That's why I'm going to deal with religion.
Yes.
I deal with spirituality because it's a pure way that was given to you by the Most High of creation.
Mm-hmm.
So people, this is the biggest problem in the world, and I want to stick up in right here.
Yes.
In Africa, the religious aspect with the so-called Western Jesus theory that come and plague the whole of Africa, and people are still praying and Jesus still not come help them. And they need to realize it. If we was praying to our ancestors, we would have been helped greater than the Jesus that created. Trust me. So me say take on our religion and give back our African spirituality.
Fact.
You know, see it.
Yeah, man.
That is our true identity.
Yeah, man. All right. So back to the music again. At what point?
Yes,
You know, from all the Al Green and the Barry White and all that, at what point did you really get the vibe or the calling, let me call it that, to branch into reggae music and to stick to that?
In 1997, when we see a performance by the Messenger at Brooklyn Academy of Music, which you know that is downtown Brooklyn, Flatbush.
Yeah.
I saw him perform, was very inspired by the performance. Later on, got an opportunity to meet with him and even share stage with him at the Clement Speech Fest that kept every year at Coney Island. You know, George, what's his name? George, what's the brother? George, Jamin's production. He keeps shows in Brooklyn. There was a big Jamin Speech Fest where I shared stage with one of my first musical influence, brother Luciano, and I'm Not Lying. After that, I'm doing the tune Journey 2 years after, which is my first debut single and debut album in 2001. After being on tour with Anthony B and praying 3 times a day. And when I came back to New York City for the 40 state tour, and I saw in the clouds a picture of the emperor made out of the cloud formation. There was no one around for me to say, look at it, because what your eyes see, everybody eye can't see it.
Yeah,
see it.
True.
So I just allow it. And when I reached forward in New York, I remember that I was dealing with at the time blessed me with an Ethiopian medallion with the king face on top of it. And from then, I've been reading His Majesty teachings, which became my Holy Bible. Because I emanate His Majesty selective speeches, which is the modern day Rastafarian Bible, which teaches you everything. And it is much greater than even the Bible. You know why? And I'm not denouncing anyone's faith. The Bible was written the same version that we all recognize today. King James, who is he? The King of England, who killed his own mother, an homosexual. You know, see it? And this man slept with Lord Buckingham. This is why they have Buckingham Palace. You know, see it? So people, if you know the truth, that not everything that read in the so-called Bible that you go to church every Sunday to hear the preacher man preach, it's sacred. Some of it is allegorical, metaphorical. So we need to open up our eyes and remove that blockage on our third eye and know that not everything you read in that book is supposed to fool you and govern you. But just know that we need to look within, that inner spirituality, that inner connection. Because as you know, G-O-D means generator, operator, destroyer. And enough people will not accept that. Because we all have to see life on a more natural aspect and not on the illusion. Because people still waiting for Jesus to come and get married and take them to the place called heaven. And them never tell we say Jesus was a ship ordered by Queen Victoria to come take Queen of the West. Yeah? And we're still praying. And we were supposed to pray for this Jesus to come and take us back home. Because our home is the motherland. Africa. I asked everything start. But people don't believe in the reality of returning back. It become like a taboo. You see it? This is why I tell people, say, Sankofa. Return and get it.
Yes.
Return back to your roots.
Yes.
So I've made that initiative not for no glorification from no one, but for my sanity and for my spirit to be at rest, to know that yes, I am in the place and the land of I and I, original people. You know, see it. So even though Ghana have its hardness financially, as you know, the economy and everything, I feel love and I feel at peace. And I must say it's a feeling. And I say, what a joy.
What a joy. What a joy.
You see me?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
What a joy, Kick. Trust me. It's overwhelming. Because I feel no stress. I don't feel any stress. Being in the motherland, the average Ghanaian may not be able to relate to what I'm saying. You see it?
True.
But I know the inner joy that I feel being at home. And trust me, yes, it's an honor to be here, King. And I want to say, people, don't wait until tomorrow. Time is now. Time don't exist really, and truly it's an illusion. Now, let's live in the now. If you have good to do,
You do good now. And in every religion, the greatest thing in this life is good. It's greater than God himself, because God himself has to do good in order for people to know that he is the good God. You see it? So
True.
we must try to attain good. And in the material growth in our life, and the spiritual growth must keep pace. One cannot exceed another. If we try to attain the equal attainment of both spiritual advancement, material advancement, then all the negative will be receded and we will ascend, elevate in a state. But one cannot be, because some people full up their bank account, but check them spiritual bank account, it's weak.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yes.
So forget the physical bank account and remember, you are what you eat.
True. Qshan,
Food is your medicine.
we've been talking for a little while now. Some of my listeners will be wondering what your song, because I did play snippets of your song before it started, but
Yes, kid.
let's give the listeners a feel of the music that we're talking about this whole time. This one you call Live and Learn, Qshan Deya. We soon come back.
Live and learn humanity. Live and learn from the lessons of life. Qshan Deya. Live and learn. Work hard and you will earn. Live and learn. Every man has his turn. Live and learn. Work hard and you will earn. You better live and learn. Every man has his turn. Look ahead and see the signs. Don't pretend you're blind. Only your efforts will make a difference in this right time. The world is changing, rearranging. Be careful of mankind. Open your eyes and be objective and do what's right. Live and learn. Work hard and you will earn. You better live and learn. Every man has his turn. Live and
Qshan, Live and Learn. Somebody would easily mistake that for a Peter Touch tune. Easily.
Well, you see, my heart is willing to download the beautiful melodies from my ancestors. So it's very important in connecting with the right source. So yes, Peter Touch, long live, as we're in the month of Peter Touch, the birth strong. You see it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right.
So it's a salutation to the stepping razor.
Yes, true that.
Powers.
True. All right. So you did with your very first album, right? You just went straight to start appearing with some reggae greats like Yami Bolo and Richie Spice, and you did open for Anthony B. How did that happen?
Yeah, well, as you know, in a reggae, sometimes you have to pay your way to scratch the surface, because as a small artist at the time in New York City, rising up where everybody start calling me, yo, Luciano Jr. I never really liked that name because I don't want to be walking in anyone's shadow.
Yeah.
So I still take it as a high compliment, because I salute the brother. He has been a great artist and a great inspiration to the African nation, musically. So after that time, I've been growing from strength to strength, and I always want to create my own niche. And then now after start using the sustain style, people start comparing me more to Bushman. That's it. And then now me say, and then now me beat Bushman, who's a very good friend of mine, same way too. That's it. Never really, I got shared stage with him one time in a Caribbean island called St. Lucia. First time. Morgan Heritage was on that show also. So I'd say with the musical vibe in a New York is very hard to really break through. So at the time, Anthony B. them, when I approached them, heard that he has a 40 State tour coming up. I approached him. Them time things was hot with me in Brooklyn. So I said, let me see if him going to recognize me thing. Them say, oh, no, know nothing about the eyes still. No. So I will make you talk to the management. So when me talk to the management charge me food. You know, see it. I mean, spend that food there to go up on the tour that would have paid for my boarding and, you know, food, etc. And what them call it, for the band to back me. You know, see it. And it was a good, successful tour, but there was a lot of challenges. There was time when I was tearing it up so tough as an open act, where the musicians walk off stage sometime in some of the performances with insult. Yeah. So I've been getting a lot of fight with this vice, my brother. I've been paying my way to make sure I get the exposure I need to scratch the surface in reggae in 2001 with Anthony B. Started. It was this open act. It was great. I was well received across the US. And up to now in the career, I've never really touched Europe as yet, which is yet to be. You know, see it. I've touched the UK, but never touched Europe. So I mean, getting on the tour with Anthony B was an effort of me putting my money where I'm out there, as what I say.
Nice.
Yeah, I invest in myself. An artist must know you have to invest in yourself because no meal is a free meal.
Yes, true. And it's one thing having talent, but it's another thing knowing how to market that talent, you know. And
Thank you.
Yes. And you're showing the way.
I mean, me had a little shillings at the time, and me decided to never invest it in myself. You know,
from American Airlines paychecks.
Scratch the surface. You know?
From the American Airlines paychecks, not true.
No. Them time I was not even working with an American airline.
Oh, okay.
I knew that time man was going to repatriate. Then I get the job with American airline.
I
have to fly home in class. I have to fly home in class. And that's it. Yeah. So that was one of my truly intention of even getting that job, is because me know say, yeah, when
free
the
flight
all of you and the ancestors, them situation.
Came to the West by ship, go back by air, first class.
You see it. All right, you see it. Yeah, man.
True that. Yeah, man.
And even with the experience in the airline industry, me attain it also, you know, see it. So it's good, you know,
nice.
to at least have something to fall back on. And I must tell every artist this. In Ghana, it's hard to live as a musician, but you must always have a trade and a skill that you can fall back on. Whether on computer or wherever. Graphic designing, editing, production,
farming,
you know, musician, farming. As you know, in Ghana now, cannabis is legal.
Yeah.
And I'm talking legal on the level of industrial and medicinal.
Industrial, yes.
I think,
yes.
Yeah, I think
hemp fiber cannabis.
Yes, King. So we need for now wise up and say, yo, if that is an opportunity, brothers and sisters from the West can forward home. If you don't even want forward home, if you good forward home and invest, rather than investing it in a Babylon out in the West, because you will not get anything back. Because remember, if you pay a mortgage for 30 years, after that 30 years, you may pay off the $275,000 for the 2-family house. But do you own the land?
No, you don't.
No, you not own the land. Thank you. So you can take that, and the note is $10 to $1 over Ghana.
Yeah.
And imagine how much you would have if you come here. So you know, see it and get free land too. You could get free land if you go through the right process. You know, see let's pay for the clerical part of it. You know, see it. And still kill something less than 100,000, and you want to know if you live in a castle. Is it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man.
All right.
So it can be attained. It can be attained. So people have to just change the mindset and the stigmatization that Africa poor. I mean, as you know, for example, look at the war that is going on. 40% of Niger's resources is being so dependable for Europeans that they cannot live without. So think of that.
Yeah.
So Africa has always been, and even the transatlantic slave trade, them stop trade the people, but they still trade in the produce. You see it? Still up to this day.
Yeah.
So if people know about the transatlantic slave trade, the trade was not just people alone. They trade fruits, vegetables, cocoa,
minerals,
coffee, everything.
Yes.
It is still minerals, gold, diamond. It's still going on up to this day.
Yeah.
And why we people is standing up and watching this happen to our continent. They're robbing our continent and fattening up the West with them bling and everything, and them steal always, everything them steal from we. And I see it.
We know. Yeah. Go through.
Yes, them steal so many things from us that we ourselves know some of our Africans that is in the US and South America, North America, and the Caribbean starting to connect forward. And this has been the biggest threat to the code of
See,
the world.
I want to ask you some things about that, you know, but I'm going to reserve it for the latter part of the interview. For right now, I want to learn about your visit to Jamaica. Right, you landed in Jamaica on the King's Earth Strong in 2002. Did you plan that, and what was the reception like? And first of all, you did earlier mention that it was to connect with the grass, like to the foundation of reggae music, right? Tell us about that whole experience. Were you welcome,
my
first of all?
Visit to Kingston. Yes, my first visit to Kingston, Jamaica. And everyone should remember, mark this down. So in case in the quiz in the future, they mark. So when Qshan went to Jamaica first, it was on Haile Selassie birthday, 2002, 23rd of July. And I was brought there by a company, King of Kings at the time. You know, see it? Yes, So we give thanks for that opportunity where I recorded my first single called Terrible Price. You know, and Terrible Price is a track that got released in Jamaica. Did my first music video in Jamaica for that track. It got played on the CVM, the RETV. I was well received by a lot of Jamaicans, and there was some, you know, ignorant ones who never know, say, yeah, people from the smaller Caribbean island is really distant relatives to those in Jamaica, and we are one Caribbean, and we all come from the same slave ship from Africa, our ancestors, and we have to know that we must push each other up. You're still competitive people who say, my youth, you're trying to be like we. You can't try to be like nobody, my lord. You know, see it, and you can't song like we and speak like we same way. You know, see it, and so I get a little critics there, but those are the things that made my journey worthwhile, because it helped to be a regimen to make I know, say, yo, knowledge is power. Sometimes people don't know.
Yeah.
So you cannot, you know, be mad of a man of something you don't know. You can't teach him and edify him. And then when I start up, because I'm a social butterfly, so I started reasoning with a lot of people. Like every day I used to be at Mixing Lab, which is off Dumbarton Avenue. And that is right where Mixing Lab, that is where Sly and Robbie started with the Taxi Gang label. And Rai Francis, big up yourself anyway, he's the producer also for the same track, Live and Learn. Disappointment, all those rhythm was like right there at Mixing Lab in a seat, which is like a headquarters in a Kingston, very close to Eastwood Park Road and Constant Spring Road, which can take you straight to Halfway Tree. So right around the same area where the Junior Reeds and the Shaggy and the Dennis Partner, the Barry Salmon Studio, the Wetty Stone Love is right there. So it's a very prominent area in a seat. So while I was in Jamaica, enough people give me enough love. I've met all the greats. I used to be by Barry's studio every day. Earth said me have the premier voice in a reggae. And he said he would have helped me, but as you can see, we still are wait. So we just try to help ourselves more time. Yeah. So I've lived by Luciano for 3 months. It's still you never hear a collaboration with me and him, because him say we sound too much alike. You see it? But we still give thanks for the experience. You know, see? Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So there's this phenomenon where people from Jamaica, some people I should say from Jamaica, are very protective, extremely protective of the reggae music genre. And sometimes they don't want to hear no reggae music coming out of nowhere else except Jamaica. Did you experience this, and what's your own thoughts about that?
Well, that is some of the ignorant people when I know so black people are everywhere in a seat. And when the rain fall, everybody can know this. Every man yard wet up. You know, see it?
Yeah.
So when talent was being given, it was not just given to one race of people. It was given to every people in the earth. Like I tell you, the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So there is some people who mind are not edify enough to know that, listen to me, if the Father using one race of people to do a work, and some of the people in that race is sleeping, he's going to use an eagle to take the blessing over upon the rooftop of another man that he will say, give that same blessing, because like I tell you, cut and clear, north, south, the east to the west. When the rain fall, every man get the blessing. So now, Bob they don't tell them, say reggae go right and find his rightful people, don't it? And he's from Jamaica. Because when he was in Jamaica, he never get full endorsement from his people. After he went out to the outer world and get the recognition, and proclaim him a national hero after. So you see, everything is levels in a life. So I had to be the one to be that regimen, but bridge the gap in the Windward Islands with the Leeward Islands. For them separate the islands in the Caribbean, them have the Leeward Islands and them have the Windward Islands. Windward Islands were known like St. Vincent, St. Kitts, Dominica, Antigua, St. Lucia. You know, those will be Anguilla, those will be in the Windward Islands, which is across the Atlantic. You see it? So there's a lot of separation has been done with our people in the diaspora when they drop us off in the different islands. So yes, there's a lot of challenge when you come from out of the exterior of Jamaica. But I made a difference in 2011. I went there, did the Rebel Salute, I did the RE School Tour.
Yeah.
I even also graced the stage of their national festival competition, which is called Festival. That same competition, Buju Banton take part in it when he came out of prison. I don't know if you remember, and he won the competition. That competition is the foundation of Jamaica's history. It is a competition where you write a popular song, you enter the festival, you make the top 10 finals, and then you perform in the 14 parishes, like a little mini tour. Then you will, the one who end up being the most popular person will then win it the night at the National Stadium, and you will be awarded. Well, back in the days, they never had no money in it, but in 2011, Babsy Grange, big up to yourself, and Qshan Deya, which is specialist. Those people was integral in accepting me as a non-Jamaican to participate. Sampalu, manners, respect every time. These people was integral of receiving me, and Sampalu used to be the one that boss Lady Zachary. You know, see, so I was in the right circles with the right people in Jamaica. So I will say my experience in Jamaica compared to another man who come from the Caribbean and go there would have been different, depending on the approach and your connection of who you went there with. But when I was in Jamaica, I was among the most rightful people that could have taken me through the door. But again, at that time, payola was still going on hard. So for me to get the break, my management never have that source of collaterals to really fuel the thing. A long time, everybody would hear about Qshan Deya. You know, see it? So we realize nothing in life come easy and hard work pays off.
Yeah.
This is why my first tune is Journey, and the first album is Journey. And we still go through the journey.
True.
You know, see it?
True. All right.
Yeah, man. So I say the bittersweet experience, and I learn a lot being in the grassroots of reggae, because if you're not from Jamaica and you went in a festival competition and come first runner up, that is a gigantic spring bench for your career. But no one else has ever done it before. So I'm in the history books in Jamaica. From 2011, my song was number 1, but I was not given the number 1 position. I was given first runner up. So say, for example, the man who they win the drop down and drop off at Earth, who would have been the winner? Me, same way, because them say first or second at Jamaica and second at first.
All right, Qshan.
So we give thanks for the experience, and we say salute to the JCDC, which is the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, for giving me such a golden opportunity and even recording a CD compilation with the top 10 singers who was the top 10 finalists and deposited in the Jamaica History Bank on that very same year, 2011.
Nice.
Is it?
All
so
right. Qshan, let's take another feel of your track and come back to round up the interview. This one you call I Love You.
Love us, rock.
I love you, baby. Ooh, yeah. I love you. I need you. Can you be my wife? Yeah. We're the friends for life. Baby. I love you. I need you. Can you be my wife? We're the friends for life. Before we get old, let love take control and bond us both together. Baby, in the storm when it's cold, and there's no one to hold. Just know that
What a
you
joy,
got me forever.
what a joy to be yours.
I need you, can you be my wife? We'll be friends for life. Baby, I love you.
The one and only John Beloved, Radio Culture, Qshan
Deya. Ooh, baby, you know I love you.
Yes, solid lovers rock from Qshan Deya. I love you. Qshan, what's your philosophy about the empresses?
Repeat that again, my lad.
What's your philosophy about the empresses, the females?
My philosophy for the females, woman is ought to be adored. Like I said, without a woman, there can be no king. There can be no prince. There can be no princesses. And what women have to know to themselves is that you are the culture of every man's seed.
Mm-hmm.
So be selective in your life who you choose to be your queen, because not every people out there is a queen that you think is a queen. So we have to know that we're not perfect. Even the man himself can learn from the queen too.
Yes.
And queen must always know that even though they work for their money just like a man work for their money, no one is independent. In a seat, we all need each other. And sometimes finances can play a big role in relationships and even marriages. In a seat, because some people marry into wealth and not just marry into love. So I Love You track was created for the inspiration of Qshan Deya, seeking that oneness from a queen where you can say, before we get old, let love take control and bond us both together, baby. So in the storm when it's cold and there's no one to hold, just know that you've got me forever, baby. Because guess what? What is a man if he's always alone? A man need a queen. So a woman is that one that's supposed to bring the balance in a king life, just like the example that was set by Haile Selassie and Empress Menen.
Yes.
Which is two of I and I ultimate example as black people to look up to. The great king and Empress Menen, the great queen, King Alpha, Queen Omega. So yes, the empresses of the world, there are plenty out there. But remember, love and true love can only be found when the right person arrives. And when you find that person, because still Qshan Deya is considered as free, single, and disengaged. You know, see?
Disengaged.
They engage in music. You see it?
Yeah.
Music, yeah, man. Music is my pillar right now. I mean, like I said, I have few youths, God bless I and I, with 10 royal seats, 6 boys and 4 girls.
Yeah,
I
man.
give thanks.
Yeah,
for
man.
Mother's salutation.
Yo, but 10 is not few, you know, King.
I know most of the mothers may not be happy with the way things turn out, but what is to be shall be. I mean, some people come into your life for a day, some people come into your life for a month, some come into your life for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Some come to build you, some come to shape you, some come to break you. You know, see it. But throughout the whole process of all the experience in life we go through, it is what makes us who we are today. That's it. So we give thanks for the up and down, because remember, life is never straight. Life is frequencies, because when you're in the hospital on the machine, you don't dare want it to say, oh, you're dead. You want it to go up and down. Because life is up and down. That's the process. That's why me tell people, say, they move their way up on top and now want to pull up people when them they up on top, and it's only when they're ready to go leave the earth, they want to pull up people. It's late if you pull your brother up. And now, we help each other because no man is an island. Iron sharpeneth iron. And how far is the top from the bottom? Look at the pyramid. How far you think the top from the bottom?
Far.
Because when you go up at top, you must come back down again.
Yeah.
In order to create that foundation, or if you want to call it that triangle, see that pyramid looking scheme of things. Yeah, man.
Nice.
So we have to know the life is up and down, and we have to appreciate the bad times or the low with the eye and just know how to ride the tide of life. See it?
Yeah, man. All right, Qshan. So now, as we round up the interview, let's go into some personal decisions, let me call it that you made. You made a bold decision to repatriate to Ghana, to move full-time to Ghana. And I did hear you on one interview where you were saying, you know what, I'm here. If you want to book me out of Ghana. Yo, listen, I got goosebumps hearing you say that. It's such a beautiful thing. What was the final call? What was the final bell that said, nah, this is the time, go? And then I already know why you chose Ghana, because your ancestry is directly from Ghana, But all that set aside, what were what really gave you the final yes to make that move?
Yes. What gave me the final push is when I overlook what is going on in the world, and I was so awake that even in my life, I was living just working, doing Uber, Lyft, from that straight to American airline, and working 2 jobs, comfortably living, but still within the process of doing all this good. You're still seeing obstacles and negative coming in your path, where you look on your life and say, am I going to work with a company like, for example, American Airlines within the next 5 years or 7 years to get retirement and build up another man's empire? And what about my empire? Because in America, anyone can relate to me. It's paycheck to paycheck. You don't get to save. You don't see it. You barely get to save.
And
except you win a lottery. You don't see it. So then now, on top of all of that, because I was the only man with a turban in the state I was like a target. You know what I'm calling a needle in a haystack. So I realized now, okay. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to make this firm decision when I was victimized on a level with my brother. Shackles was placed on my feet. And I did not commit a crime. But because the officer was of a different color, he looked at me and he humiliated me. And I said to myself, and that was my first time ever had any suffer shackles on my feet over just driving your car.
Wow.
Obeying the speed limit going to work.
Wow.
But because a black man like me not supposed to be in turban, working in American Airline and still driving taxi and making money. So they decide to say, yeah, we're going to discourage you. So they put me through a serious humiliation, my brother. And then all I could have seen and hear is the voice of my ancestors when they themselves was wearing the shackles. Yeah. And that gave me, my brother, it gave me a power within myself that I say, you know what, as much as I would love to work and have a pension and being at the motherland,
401k,
maybe with more money in my pocket at the time, but then I can give the West another 3-4 years and I could have lose my life. You see it? I never see the promised land. So all these things keep coming to my mind and say, Qshan, check yourself, calculate. Are you really where you need to be? And I see it. Rest in power is my mother, Shirley Kwashi. She's the one who came to me and said, son, fight not with none of your child mothers about the youths, because as you know, the West control the youths them. From them have a birth certificate, them sell to the country already. You know, see it, they be part of the corporation. So son, go to the motherland and live your life.
This was when she was still living?
Yeah?
This was when she was still living?
No. She told me this before she passed. She passed 27.
Yeah. All right.
And I am my mother's favorite son. You see it, and I can proudly say that yes, we passed 2017, fall off a hospital bed in a St. Vincent, and we couldn't fight the government. Because there's no one who will want to take a case like that, which is hospital negligence. And it's not only happening in St. Vincent, it's happening in Caribbean islands around the world, Jamaica, Trinidad, you name it. There's a lot of malpractices and, Yeah, so my mother passed off, just falling off hospital bed. She went in there for high blood pressure, and she was healthy as ever. And then after she fell off the hospital bed, she already had what you call clotting of the blood. So she hit her skull and had a blood clot in her brain and went into coma and passed 2017. And it never sat with me. I never went to the funeral. I never went home. I tell my brothers and sisters, my mother lives in me now. And like I tell you, when the boy them they put the shackles on my feet, I just fell up, just for driving. And just because at the time America and Africa had the little separation, they decided to target every black man. And I decided to say, no more will I allow this boy to even come close to me and be around me, to even try to, victimize me and discriminate me. America is a beautiful place, but it's a very racist place, my lord.
Yeah.
And them things of racism stop. It never stopped, my lord. If the children of the so-called ancestors of slavery are still there, and they have the same pulse, same vibration, they only tolerate it for a time. So I say to myself, Qshan, where are you going to stay in America for the next 10 years for? What are you to achieve and attain? For what, really? I need to be in a place where I can give back to my people. Visit the schools in Ghana, probably teach one or two youths about the melodica, teach them vocal training. Me I say, because I'm not just here to just my personal spiritual advancement, but to rebuild Africa. There's a lot to be done in a state, and when we come home, my people, it's like a back to the vineyard where you just have to build. And when you come, make sure you come with something, please. Come with an education, a skill, a trade in a state. Yeah, man, because imagine if the Caribbean skilled people and excellent people who very wise in creation and technology leave the West also with those in America, the West will fall. We know that. And that is the problem. They don't want to unite the two people. This is why Black Americans don't like Caribbean Americans. There's always been a friction that never stopped. But it's a reality that we need to discuss because they themselves think them different than we.
And that's something I'm going to engage you on another platform. At another time. Also because there's a disconnect between the continental Africans and the Africans in the West, with a lot of them saying that, oh yeah, you did sold us away, you did sold us out. So, there's a lot of animosity, sometimes covert, sometimes very overt, but there's a lot of animosity. But my thing is this, and I was invited to some event where I did give a talk about this, and I did mention that take a scenario where we are all in a room, right? Say we are all in a room burning ganja or something like that, and then the police come in and say, well, you what? And then somehow we jump out the window and run away, and then the police was able to grab some of them. Those that was able to run out, are they responsible for giving out those that were arrested to the police? Just as a scenario, I think there's a lot of education that we need to have among ourselves as African people, home and abroad, because that single thought of you sold us away is at the core of why we are still not united all these years.
Yes, sir. Yes, King. And listen to me, it's the same way like me too. I had to go to Jamaica and create history with my name, Kelly Kwashi, because in Jamaica, they looked at Kwashi as a sellout. Let me tell you why. Because he was the one that won the ransom that they had up for catching this notorious slave slaughterer. You see it? The warrior, the Jamaican hero. So it seemed like if a man run the red light of Flatbush Avenue and Church, and him heading down now toward the junction, and the 67 precinct of an officer that is a black man just like him coming out, Rajas and Snyder, and realize the man run the red light. You're telling me because him skin color just like the boy who run the light and allow him to go and commit another crime and kill somebody crossing the next light? He's supposed to apprehend him. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but then people will look on him in a flat and say, sell out. You know, they must sell out him own black brother. But so we have to understand, even I myself have to understand what went on in Ghana, at Jamestown, at Upper Fort, where our people not only just us Liberians, because this thing started with the Dutch, then Portuguese, then British. So there's a lot of education that has got Mexican because they came to our shows and they trick a lot of our mothers. They even give the children them mirror to see themselves inside it. To get caught up, and when them see themselves in that, them look at the man who give them the mirror like him a god. It's it. Same conquer them, gone with them, capture them one time, put them in a prison. So right there in Jamestown, Upper Fort was like a marketplace for the slave master them to come buy slaves. Yeah. And when you go through that door called the door of no return, which I, man, have returned. And they take them to the door of return, no return, but I have returned. With my name, Kwashi, which was in slavery for hundreds of years. So it's an honor to even my tribe in Ghana to know that I have came back. So there will be a big grand ceremony that it will be televised.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
I tribe people will present you know.
Nice.
You know.
But let me ask you though, Kwashi is a name which is used by a few tribes in Ghana. How did you trace your ancestry to the Ga in particular and not to the Fanti or the Ewe people, for instance, who also use the name Kwashi?
Thank you, because like as you can see now, Kwashi, the Ga come from Nigeria up the west coast. Then settled in Accra. So I definitely is from the Ga Kwashi, which was more over in a Jamestown side. As if you check Jamestown, King Taki is the highest king in the Ga state from King of Jamestown. You can see it. So within the whole tracing my roots, everyone that I meet, I went to Jamestown and I meet a lot of people and they show me with the Kwashi family. And even there's another Kwashi also, Tete Kwashi, who's the first to bring cocoa in Ghana.
Yes.
His name spelled with an R.
Yeah.
Quarshie. Within the history and the realm of that, I am still trying to connect how that also relates to the Quashie. Because there's Fanti, like you say, that has. But when I link with the Fanti people, they said most of the Caribbean Quashis are from the Ga.
The Ga, okay, Fanti. I see. But with the R thing there though, let me tell you what, it's just how the British people did spell our name. And they did spell it all different type of names. You understand?
Yeah, that's what I realized.
Yeah. I don't think there's too much to that.
I
Because
it is one people, but it's just
yes. Because me, for instance, right, my name is Bako, right? And then I've seen some people who spell theirs Barko.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but the original spelling is Baako. You know, so, but same thing. It's just, and back in the day when you did go to school, the teachers were responsible for spelling your name. You know what I'm saying? So if the teacher decides to spell it with an R, it stays in your papers, you know, and so, yeah, I saw that go. But yes. All right, King, we have.
Yeah, so I was born Kellis Calvert Kwashi, which returned to Africa now as Ni Kwaku Kwashi, which is I was born on Wednesday.
Nice.
Kwaku Kwashi.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Yo, congratulations, man, for making that bold move. How'd you find Ghana though? Since you've been there, like you did say already, it's not a bed of roses, right?
I haven't explored out of Accra as yet, because you know I've just been here from in the month of May. So first I got my place. I'm settling in. I'm fully settled. I have my studio set up at my palace in a state. So I have the freedom of doing music 24/7.
Nice.
And really creating that creative space where I can just build out everything that needs to come out all these years in a state in the West and in a state.
Nice.
Yeah, man, create new music for my fans and, you know, followers around the world.
Nice. The itality.
You book me from Ghana, you can't book me from nowhere else in the world. Ghana, fly me back to
from
Ghana.
The base. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, two-way flight. Accra.
This is my home.
Accra, Amsterdam, Accra. Accra, London, Accra. Accra, Kingston, Accra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, people.
Food-wise, how are you finding the ITAL food? I hear you, it's a very strict ITAList. How is it going for you, food-wise?
I'm telling you, in Ghana, certain things may call certain different names, but you just have to just ask around in the market. You know, like for example, in the Caribbean, they call it dasheen leaf, which can also be used for your greenery or your greens, as what they will call callaloo down at Jamaica. Now, you also know you would call it contumely. Is it?
Yes.
So it's just a different name sometimes that, you know, may confuse you. But what I've been doing is asking around to people some of the stuff that I got in the West. And even when I came here, I cut off a lot of different things that I've eaten. I don't eat potato. Except it's the sweet potato, me I thought the purple one. Is it? I cut off eating rice and different things because I realized most of these rice are full of mucus. So my rice or my grains is replaced with things like quinoa, millet, barley.
Yeah.
In the seed, and also wild rice.
Yes, I was about to say that. There's a local red rice from the north, which is nutritious, you know?
Yeah. Which is the brown rice in Ghana.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yes, and then them have them. If I'm to use that, I will have to use that with quinoa, so I can get more fiber within it. You know, see it. And then now with my legumes now, red lentils, green lentils. It stop right there. So I have no other beans me need, and I make sure I soak those beans a night before, throw the water off and leave it maybe for 2-3 days for it to sprout. It's better when you eat the beans when it sprout rather than eat the nucleus of the plant.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, man. It's a different, fulvic, it's certain acid that the system needs. If you eat it other way, it's going to prevent your body from getting that.
The full nutrition. Wow.
Yes, King.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then, me and carrot. Boom, because kia, rat, prefix, suffix. Kia is a mechanical device. So hence you know, say, it was mechanically created in the laboratory for the white man's complexion, because he had what you call a deficiency where when him and his queen make love, them make a baby prone to skin cancer. So the only solution was to create a dietary supplement in Europe called carrots. And that little orange thing you see them use there. Now let's take, for example, if it was intended that it was created by God, why will it have a car name? Kia. They would take a Kia and go down a Church Avenue. See? Now the ROT, which is the suffix part of it. Now when you remove rat from TEN, you get rotten. See? So when it's in your refrigerator for over 3 weeks, it pretend like it want to grow. Don't you notice if you use carrots in your fridge for over 2 weeks, it shoot out roots and it won't grow.
Yeah.
I want you to go Home Depot and get the best soil, most fertile soil with all miracle growing in it and put it in that and see if it will grow. It will rot, short for rotten. And now let us go to the next one, which is its cousin. Them call it cash crop, cabbage. When you leave cabbage out of fridge overnight, my brother, Job you love it, how it smell like garbage.
Yeah.
Because cab, make we take a cab and go to Stand Parkway. Another mechanical name them give it, say name after its creator. Cab and cab.
Yo!
See him sitting. Sit after have a mechanical name plus how you get it cabbage seeds now, you have to go buy it. How we make it. So now cabbage now is CAB, the prefix. Bag, BAGE, it could be the other part for the cabbage, but BAG is a suffix. Bag, it give you baggage, I be a gas. And them always make two of them marry the both of them. And what them call it salad. Not cold, sir.
Qshan Deya, yo, listen, man.
So
I'm tearing up right now. I'm just laughing. Yo, listen. Qshan. True that. Have you tried any of the local dishes though? Have you,
Well, I went to a vegan restaurant and I have the local. You can do the local banku, you call it.
Yeah.
Where you can, but I will either take it with boiled plantain or white yam. You see it? those will be my side dish I will take with whether it's be okra stew or contourage stew or what you call it, a mushroom stew with in a cashew, cashew milk and all them things. So those are my medicine, like cashew, not cashew, mushrooms. Mushrooms is my meat. See, I eat a lot of mushrooms and Jamaican ackee. As we know in Ghana, people think that the Jamaican ackee are juju food. See it. Ramp with ackee rum here, like how Jamaicans or Caribbean people eat ackee. I tell them, man, hear them say you're gonna die if you name it. See it, but me name it all the while, and it's Ghana, not short of ackee. Use the tree as a tree for shade. See it, not knowing it's something that they can ingest. Yes. So, like I said, I've cut back on a lot of different things that I've been eating from before that has not been nutritious to my system, because remember, your body is just as the prototype battery that man make. Without your battery, in a case near your engine, transmission, everything good, your vehicle will never start. There's two things on a battery we need to know. There's a negative pole and there's a positive pole. Same to your bulb in your home. If you don't have a negative wire and a positive wire along with a ground wire, every time you hit that switch on your light, it's going to be a short circuit. So you see how 3 is important? 3. Morning, noon, and night. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Mother, Father, Child. It's the same 3, triunion. So when I say now, if we now know that we are just like a battery, and the main component of a battery is alkaline, not acid, my brother. So if we know that our anatomy requires alkaline, which is the electrolytes from the food, the electricity, we will no longer be fatigued and succumb to this so-called sarcastic word called niggeritis, because most people, when they name the food, all because in most African diet is blood and starch. That's why Ghana have so much diabetes and kidney failing, is because when you eat all these brown sauce and all these heavy starchy food that breaks back down into sugar and sugar down into acid, it makes your body get so fatigued that you get knocked out most of the time you finish eating, because your body need extra help from the bile duct, the pancreatic juice, the bladder, everything for continue the bulk of the digestion of food within your system. But if we eat
did you get all this knowledge from training as a vet? Did you get some of that?
No, them say street knowledge are the best knowledge. In the hard knock life. Through hard knock life, you try different things and you realize. I mean, look at Qshan Deya from 2011. I want everybody to know. Go and look at me. 2011, everything turn up music video. That is 2011. And now we're in 23. And look at my features from them. Then to now in Ghana. So you can slow your age process by what you intake.
Nice.
See it?
Nice.
Yes.
Qshan,
like I say, yes, King.
We're about to wrap up. We actually went over the time, but I still need to put in a couple of questions, I should say, before we finally wrap up, because I'm still on the music circuit with you right now. Another time we'll invite you and talk purely philosophy and Rasta levity and things of that nature, because I see it's a bank of knowledge, big bank of knowledge, Yes, where we can, there's a lot in you that you have to teach the youth, can't keep that to yourself. So
iron sharpen it, iron.
Yes, indeed. So we'll invite you again on a later date and talk purely spirituality and Rastafari levity and philosophy and things of that nature. But right now, let's wrap up with your music. What is the next steps in your music right now? What are you doing musically?
Well, definitely I'm finishing up my new album, which I'm working 24 hours, I will say, to finish this album for in the month of November. It will be entitled Freedom Street, which is a song inspired from my journey as an African from the West to the motherland. As you know, I've already released one track on the album, right here, produced right here in Ghana on the Agate Rhythm on Sugar Hill Records / Mystic Production here in Ghana at my personal home studio. It is here on all digital platforms. It's called What a Joy by Qshan Deya. Yes, people go out there and stream it, see it, share it, do a little TikTok with it, sing the punchline, see it. And this album will have 13 tracks on top of it. I'll be featuring a jazz track on top of it also called In Love, which is on all digital platforms around the world now. So people can see the different side of me, as you say, those soul singers from in the early part of my career. You can hear the influences of them in my voice and that tune called In Love, which is on all digital platform, Yes, King. So the album is going to be released. We're trying to drop it in the month of November. We're trying to shoot a new music video for What a Joy in Ghana and many communities in the countryside in Ghana, the northern part, the Volta region, the eastern region, so we can get the full culture of Ghana in it. And also we'll be doing footages in different states, South Africa, different part, Kenya, Gambia, so people can see the motherland in its full bloom and just know, say, if you go to Florida or New York for see skyscraper, you can see it right this in South Africa, you can see it anywhere in Ghana. You know what I say?
Yes.
So we need to just remove that negative narrative and just come home to Mama Africa and rebuild Mama Africa. So, like I said, the best means for the world to overcome the world difficulties is that the world be united as in a single body. Just being one single organ, nations must find the means to heal their unhappy wounds, not by bits, but as a whole. So people, you can look out for a brand new album. It's going to have some feature on it. I don't want to mention the names now, but yes, it's going to be an album where you're going to be pleased to know that Qshan Deya have done it right.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint. Are you featuring any Ghanaian artists?
Well, yes. I'll be featuring a Ghanaian artist. I'll be featuring Aquafa. She's one of the singing sensation from the gospel, and also I'm intending to feature I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, the Tago sisters.
Tago sisters.
Tago, yeah, thanks for the pronunciation.
Wow.
Tago sisters, yeah. Wow. I'm going to try to make sure I have them as part of this because they're great legends here in a state. So I'm not because they're a Rastafari who still embrace the love and the spirituality and the music and the art form of all Ghanaian artists who have been doing it here.
I cannot wait to hear you with Tago Sisters. Yeah. Tago Sisters is one of the top singers from when we was growing up. Some of the music that our mothers used to play all the time and we grew up on, and branching out of reggae music to go collab with a mighty group like that. I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, man, that will be in the pipeline. Also, I'll be having, I have a couple tracks in the Afrobeat feel already that is being recorded, and it's a big surprise to people when they hear me in that feel. This is very important when you come home and you connect with the culture.
Yeah,
you will notice that it brings you a different
vibrations.
The creative energy. Yes, King, trust me, the versatility and the energy is totally on point. See it so. Yes, even I have a collaboration in the future for seal up with people like the Stone Boy, sorry. See it, yeah. So in the future, people will see a single with me and him coming out. See it. It's already the talking has already been initiated. So it's just for the link to make now and the time to be the right time for it to manifest.
Absolutely.
Yes,
King. If people want to hear your music, if people want to connect with you for bookings, if people want to just follow you on social media, what is the best way to do that? Tell us.
Definitely, Facebook /QSHANDEYA. Qshan Deya. Oh, it's Facebook /QSHANDEYA music. One word. Qshan Deya music. You can also follow me on Twitter /QSHANDEYA. You can follow me also, subscribe on my YouTube channel, QSHANDEYA1, for there's only one Qshan Deya. Yes, and you can also find me on LinkedIn as /QSHANDEYA, on TikTok as Qshan Deya. One word, QSHANDEYA, on Instagram, QSHAN_DEYA. Yes, people, and my official website, www.qshandeya.com, is coming very soon. It's under construction. Yes, people. I do have a Qshan Deya top that is up now, but I'm putting an official website where people can buy my merchandise, and even some people have been loving my attire in Ghana.
Yes.
You can also
royalty, pure royalty.
And they can also order royal attire on my website, So
nice.
We're branching off into all different departments,
Nice. How about bookings though?
African culture. Bookings now, you can book me at qshandeyamusic@gmail.com. QSHANDEYAMUSIC@gmail.com. Again, qshandeyamusic@gmail.com for all bookings. Yes,
straightforward.
QSHANDEYAMUSIC@gmail.com.
That's straightforward.
Or you can give us a call. You can give us a call at +233 204 933 716. Again, +233 204 933 716.
Nice. Qshan, before we go,
Yes,
before we finally say goodbye, not goodbye, but see you soon.
Yes,
The question I'm asking right now is, I've seen your name spelled with a apostrophe type thing at the end,
Yes.
How do you actually spell it? Do you spell it with that apostrophe?
Yes. I do spell it with apostrophe, so in the English language you will know it's Deya. 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 Instead of in Jamaica it would have been Dehya. Deya. It's Deya with the apostrophe. So so it's Qshan Deya. And the meaning of my name is Kwashi. This is the Q of my name. SHAN from the suffix of the word nation. Just spelling it like I'm pronouncing it instead of putting TION. I spell it SHAN, the suffix. So it's Kwashi, representing the nation is here. The Deya part come from the Jamaican dialect, patois, where man say, it's a job, you love it there. It's here. So I just spell it different, considering the Ethiopian Fidel, which is the DE, fifth family of the T song, and the Ya, the first family of the Y song in Ethiopia.
Nice.
Because Ethiopia Fidel, which is their alphabet, has 7 songs in everything. Like Ya, You, Ye, Ya, Ye, Yer, Yo. Pa, pu, ti, cha, ter, to. Pa, pu, pi, pa, pe, to. Ra, ru, ri, ra, re, ro. Same the 7 seals. And this is what I want to share with people. Take your date of birth, plus it with the year you're born, and it must come up to 2023. This is the year of completeness. 2023, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7. You can't live without your 2 eye. You can't live without your 2 nostrils, your 2 ears, and your mouth. Remove the blockage.
See why we must bring you back for a whole other discussion, on a different level still. But yes, give thanks, Qshan Deya. Qshan. So in Ghana, you've done a couple performances, right?
Performance at the Kosoko Festival, and then I did in concert at the Laboma La Shrine Resort over there in Accra. Yes, King, and I am gonna be every Wednesdays in Osu at a place called Cloud9. The band is under construction because I started off with some musicians. It was not pulling the way I wanted to. Them say if you're building a house and it's not building correctly, you break it down and start again. So yes, in the future, people will see me resuming my every Wednesday performance on the rooftop at Cloud9, Qshan Deya, and the Mystic Band. That's the brand. Is it?
Wicked. Qshan Deya. Give thanks every time. Give enough thanks, Give thanks for telling us about your journey, about your music, and edifying us with some peer knowledge, and also inspiring us with your boldness in making that solid repatriation trip to Ghana, the motherland.
Yes, King.
Give thanks.
Yes,
And
King.
this is, like I
Yes,
said, this
King.
is not a goodbye. This is a see you soon. So very soon
Just
we will be talking again on this same platform.
Yeah, along the street sides of Ghana, sweet jelly and coconut water, such a vibrant culture. Welcome, Mr. Cobb. Ghana is the place for me. I am a Qshan, direct descendant of God. You got to know who you are. What a joy to be yours.
Oh, what a joy. What a joy. Mama Africa. Yo, listen, since I heard that song, right? You know how sometimes song.
To be yours.
What a joy.
Joy, Mama Ghana.
Yes. You know how sometimes there's music playing in your head from you wake up in the morning and there's a song playing in your head? Since I heard this song, it's been playing in my head for days on end, Rasta. Like,
King,
yo, listen.
King, we want to make it the anthem. So guess what? Share it to every DJ friend you have, so everybody can start playing this music. Even when they come at their home in the evening time, when they come from their work,
Straight.
crank it up and
Straight.
yo, what a shot.
Straight. And it's on our playlist too, you know? So yes, Qshan Deya, blessed love. We'll say goodbye. No, I keep saying goodbye. Nah, man. We say see you again.
We say
Until such times,
Yes,
you know? Until
Yes,
such
King.
times.
Love.
But we leave on the heels of
Yes,
this
King.
beautiful track that you just gave us a freestyle of, that, and that is always playing in my head for the past couple weeks now. What a joy.
Yes, King.
Yeah, man. Sata Masagana.
Mama,
Yes, King. Love.
Every time.
the motherland. I'm home. What a joy to be home. What a joy, Mama Africa. What a joy to be home. What a joy, Mama Africa. Along the street sides of Ghana, sweet jelly and coconut water, such a vibrant culture. Greetings as a guava, Ghana is the place for me. I am a Qshan, direct descendant of God. Got to know who you are. What a joy to be yours.
Take a culture. Take a culture. Reggae dance. Take a culture.
Mama Africa, what a joy to be home.
What a joy to be home. What an inspiring interview.
Mama Africa.
I'm getting a message that our link on Modern Ghana was not playing at some point.
Mama Africa.
We do apologize for that, but you can always catch the interview back,
You can get
and you can catch it on the other platforms, www.ghnewsnow.com. I don't think we had any issues with that.
Africa.
As a matter of fact, I think the link is restored with modernghana.com.
Mama Africa.
We give thanks. This is why you should just download the app, you know, so you can get the fullness of everything. We give thanks one more time. Qshan Deya.
What a joy to be home. What a
And due to circumstances, we're not able to bring you the top 10 GH Reggae Dancehall chart show. Our apologies.
What a joy to be home.
This interview went much longer than we originally planned. No regrets at all. But yes, due to that and a few other issues, we are not able to bring you the top 10 GH Reggae Dancehall chart show today.
Big up to Kid
We'll be back, God willing, next week with the top 10 GH Reggae Dancehall chart show,
Congo.
as well as a new artist on the Reggae Reverb show.
Big up
Remember, on Saturdays, it's also Ground Day, Shana. Hopefully, we'll have the advocacy committee of the Rastafari Council once more, as we talk about plans to fight for the legalization of marijuana for sacramental use among Rasta and Rasta. One more time, I say blessed love. Give thanks, Qshan Deya. My name is Ja, beloved on Radio Culture. I'm out. One love.
All Kebulan, Mama, Africa, the motherland. I'm home. What a joy to be home. What a joy, Mama Africa. What a joy to be home. What a joy.
Radio Culture. Reggae culture.
Along the street sides of Ghana, sweet jelly and coconut water, such a vibrant culture. Greetings as a Kwama, Ghana is the place for me. I am a Kwashi, direct descendant of God. You got to know who you are. What a joy to be yours. What a joy, Mama Africa. What a joy to be yours. What a joy, Mama Africa. All Kebulan. Also known as the Mama Africa. Everything in a
Radio Culture.
And so to all the states in the continent of Africa. So stop your negative stigma and visit Mama Africa, and your perspective on life will change. You will become wiser. What a joy to be home. What a joy, Mama Africa. What a joy.
That song is on
What a joy, sweet Mama
Radio Culture.
Africa.
Reggae dance. Radio Culture.
Big up to Guinea, Malawi, Uganda, the Congo, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Ivory Coast, Angola, Tanzania, Eritrea, all over of Africa. What a joy, what a joy to be home. What a joy, Mama Africa. What a joy to be home.
What a joy, sweet Mama Africa. This is the voice of Qshan Deya, and you are locked to the one and only John Beloved Radio Culture. Qshan Deya says so.
Greetings, this is Raspin Quantabisa. Greetings.
What a joy to be home. What a joy, sweet Mama Africa. This is the voice of Qshan Deya, and you are locked to the one and only Jah Beloved on Radio Culture. Qshan Deya says so.
Greetings.